Good morning. Today we're going to do communication with the press. What is communication with the press? People, that is the most important job of the PRP because there need to be good relationships between the company and the publics. That is very, very important, and that is communication with the press. I'm also going to break this unit in a few different lessons so that you can understand each lesson much better. What can be done to make an event newsworthy? Now, in the exams, they love to ask you this question. Then you must give them examples. They will give you three type of statements, and then you must say, how are you going to make newsworthy? For instance, the opening of a travel agency. How can you make an event like that newsworthy if you are the PRP? First, you inform the media that you're going to open a travel agency. Then you book a local band like Freshly Ground or any other band, and you organize giveaways and spot prices. For that, you will get your free marks, but please make sure that it is in every idea is in a different line, because then the examiners can mark it easily and they can actually see, but you know what you are talking about. The next statement was intro of new tourist attractions. Now, please do not use exactly the same ones that you used at the first one, because eventually the work won't be marked, because they want to see if you can come up with new ideas. What can you do here? First, it is the new attraction, so you contact the local newspapers. And you know that local newspaper for a specific area, you can even contact them. Hire a celebrity to come and either act a few or just be there, speak to the people. Talk to a local radio station and ask them if they don't want to advertise it on the radio with their event structure. Speak to a journalist that you worked with and get him involved as well for the event. Now, I already mentioned like 4 of them. You only, in the exam, usually you only need 3. But please look at the mark allocation of the question. And the other one is opening of a new tourism facility. You can use social media. Create a buzz. Start with it. Watch that space. Something big to come. And then every day you just leave like a sentence or a buzzword for them so that everybody wonder what is that and everybody's looking out for that specific spot. Post interesting facts prior to the opening, like historical facts about the tourist facility, if there is historic facilities. Otherwise, new upcoming facts. Cocktails can be served. It can be a cheese and wine. And then you can also offer discounts and prices. So that is important to know. And make sure in the exams you're doing it that way. Why is media coverage important? Because it's an announcement to the publics, for instance, a 10th birthday. It can be social gatherings like fundraising events. And also during crisis, when an airplane falls or whatever might happen, that can be worthy news events. Now the releases are sifted. It is sifted by the editor of the magazine or the newspaper. The editor decides on what is going in or what is staying out. Now, what is the editor looking at? It is important that you know these ones. Who is the source of the information? How many spaces there in the paper? Is there the deadlines? Will it be in before the deadlines? Or other stories may be breaking at the same time. Yours was there, but now there's a strike somewhere and that gets preference above your article and the nature of the news. Now there's 8 ways to cover or to get coverage. Now people, please know the 8 ways and also know how to explain them. In the exam, it's on page 75 to page 76. In the exams, they ask this question and they're also asked to explain it. This question went for 16 marks, and it's a lot of marks. Please do not waste it. I'm just going to name them, and you can go and you can study them and make sure you know how to explain. So make a small summary for you so that you know what it is. Create a media page. Promote a media logo. Go local. Blog often. Use Twitter. Piggyback on stories. Write some major blog. Write a niche blog. So please, that is the 8, but go and explain it. Go and read. Make sure you can at least say a sentence at each one of them. But what I would have done if I'm you, just write the idea, like create a media page, and like 2 pointers, short pointers that you can know under each one. Okay, the other very important thing is, what is a press facility visit? Now, people, this question you will find in every single question paper. From the day I start doing travel office procedures up to now, every year this question was in. It is, what is a press facility visit, the positive points of a press facility visit, and what is the negative points. A press facility visit is when you invite the press to come to your place. Let's take, it's a B&B. You've got a place, you opened, and you want the news to know about it. But still, you're too new. You do not have all the money really to do publicity, proper publicity. Now, the best way to do it is by a press facility visit. You invite the press to your B&B. Then you say to them, you can please stay over for the weekend. And you treat them like if they're the king and queen of England. And then you treat them, you show them around, and you must make sure that every single thing works out. What can happen? You can't ask him to put something in a paper, but you hope that he is going to say something. And how? Most probably he will be, because most probably he's going to write a blog about your place. But he's going to tell his friends about the place, and the word by mouth goes very fast. So that is a press facility visit. You invite the press to your facility, and you really spark that everything works out 100%. But the negative part is also there. If something goes wrong, unfortunately, that is also going to go out to the public. And that can cause very negative publicity, and it can cause that you do not have customers at your place. So that is very important. Now, there is also sounding like a tape recorder. There's also another question that's every time in the paper. Regards to press inquiries. Who can answer the press inquiries? The PRP is the only person that can answer the requirements, the press inquiries. Because he's trained, he knows how to answer the question without harming the company. Because his first priority is the company, but also the truth needs to go out, not lies, but he knows in which way to put it. Who are not allowed to use to answer inquiries? Junior staff, because they don't have any clue really what is going in the company, or the secretary. But any junior staff are not allowed to answer any inquiries. They must just say, please just wait, I'll call Mr. Ncholo, he needs to come and he will come and address you. He will have more information. That's all that you say, because the PRP is the person that needs to address the issues. What is the responsibility of the PRP when it comes to inquiries? The responsibility of the PRE. He responds to both publics, the internal publics as well as the external publics, without harming any good relations between any of the publics. He add information about the company so that it can give a favorable image of the company. And if they ask you in the exam, during the inquiries, what is the follow-up procedure? People, here it is not a follow-up procedure to see the success of a function. The follow-up procedure for an inquiry is different. The PRP needs to check the spelling, if the correct facts is given, and if there is anything that was not correctly published, he need to contact the journalist immediately and say, please just check this fact is wrong, or can you just change this and make a correction, say you want to apologize, because he always need to think of the public image, and that is very important. It is looking up for facts. Is the facts correct? Correct the facts. And if he need to give an apology, he needs to give an apology. Press relations and a press conference. Know the difference between the two. A press conference, it's when you release big news. You keep your mouth shut up till you release the news. Because if it leaked out, your press conference won't be a success. So if you have a press conference, you invite all the media houses and they come to the press conference and you break the news. Even to the public, the internal publics. You do not talk about the big news. A press release is where you as a PRP write a press release to the media and they will publish it. They will first look at it, address it, because there's a certain manner in which a press release needs to be written, and then only they will release it. That is two different things. A press release is a written information that you're giving to the press, and a press conference is where you invite the press that they come and listen to what is the news that you're busy releasing. Example of events for a press conference. It can be in times of crisis. It can be for promotional purposes. It is a new advertising campaign, and it's also relocating of offices, or even appointing a new CEO or taking over. Now, steps to organize a press conference. People, that is very important. The steps, again, need to be in order. It is steps. Know the steps in order. Know how to unscramble the steps, that it's in the correct order. Know how to explain the steps. This is also in every single exam paper. The nature of the story. That is the news. How big is the news? The timing. The location. Is it easy to attend? Enough seating? Speakers, is it trustworthy speakers? And usually here, the speaker is usually the PRP of the company. And if the press trust him, I can promise you they will be there. They want to know the story from the PRP's mouth. Then step 5, you invite the media. In time, you invite the media. You compile a press kit. A press kit is with all the relevant info. In the next lesson, we will look specifically at the press kit. Number 7, visual aid. You must have your banners, your posters, everything need to be ready. Step 8, the actual event. Arrive early, be on time. Make sure everything is in place. So before the press conference start. The follow-up. Check if there was any mistakes or anything mentioned that must be corrected. So please, people, go and learn those steps out by heart and know what they're all about. I hope you enjoyed the first lesson, and I will give you a second lesson as well, and if needs to be, a third one as well. This is a very important unit and module for the exams. Goodbye.